a big fan of The Northman, and I know that was still is your biggest production to date. But it sounds like you're always very open in saying like things can be hard and that's okay. And it sounds like The Northman was a hard production. And I don't know if you're talking about the actual production or the post process. Can you give me a sense of sort of like why the Northman tested you in ways that other films didn't?
I just it was basically a massive scale jump that like was an incredible gift to do, and Regency was incredibly gracious in allowing me to use my heads of department, across the board. And I don't think it would have worked otherwise, but it was a big jump for all of us. And so I think that there is a feeling of like like we're constantly just like trying not to drown and like get through it and
Right.
doing it our way. Like I can see why movies like that are done like multi-camera with like a whole lot of coverage, and you figure it out later because like when you have all these elements, it's just like it can feel overwhelming. I think having said that, though, having done it and then doing Nosferatu, which in some ways was kind of a larger scale, even though it wasn't as big of a budget,
Mhm.
it didn't have battles and things like that. But like I now feel comfortable working in that world, so I don't feel the same sense of like save me as I did on the Northman. But then I mean I think I did a lot of whinging about like not having Final Cut and all this stuff,
Right.
uh, which I sort of regret that. I no, I regret that. Sort of like crying about it because it is just sort of like that's how movies are made. Like, sorry, like
Part of the
welcome to
deal. Yeah.
Hollywood, like grow up. So, but it was something that I hadn't dealt with before, and
Right.
also the movie was so big that there was like a tremendous amount of it felt like a tremendous amount of pressure, and so it was just like a different thing. That said, like doing Nosferatu and having like complete control was a lot like more enjoyable. Wasn't to
Sure.
say the film was like a walk in the park. Like it had like it was a hell of a lot of work, and we deliberately challenged ourselves and pushed ourselves beyond what we were capable of to try to make the best film possible. But having support makes it a whole lot better. When I go to the line producer's office, it's 9 a.m. and say, Bernie, like I know we're already a couple days behind here, but unfortunately, I have to reshoot the crypt scene today. And he says, that's absolutely not what I wanted to hear, but we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. Like
Right.
that's great.